And welcome to the Nasboys Sports Podcast. Now, did you know that DeMar DeRozan is the first player in NBA history to hit back-to-back game winners on back-to-back nights?
That's
So
pretty
anyways,
cool.
guys, welcome to the Nasboys Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Mike, a.k.a. Mike Bob Fan 101, with my good friend and co-host, Christian, a.k.a. C-Will.
What's up, guys? Hope you're all having a great New Year's. 2022, 2021 flew by fast, and now we're in the new year. And with the new year and New Year's Eve weekend, we have a lot of sports news and sports topics to talk about.
Yes, Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you all had an amazing winter break. If you watched our content this much, thank you. I really appreciate it. And here's some more content for you guys. So, yeah, we're going to start off with the NFL. As always, Cardinals signed cornerback Rashad Breeland. That is a good move for them. He's a decent quarterback. That should improve their defense a little bit more and help them towards the stretch.
At first, I thought you said quarterback, but you said cornerback. But yeah, that's a decent pickup for them. And they struggled the last couple weeks, but they won against the Cowboys today. The day of the recording, you won 25-22. So big W for Arizona. But yeah, that's a nice move.
I'm not surprised because the Cowboys are not them boys.
Well, I mean, they are much better this year. They're now 11-5, just like the Bengals.
I just realized that's a stupid comment because they beat my team and then one game they stomped them. So that was a very stupid comment. Carson Wentz, Bruce Arians, Antonio Gibson, all were placed on health and safety protocols. I'm sure there's a lot more, but those were really the only three I could find. Nothing to say there, just the same stuff with COVID.
The Colts have been garbo. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They've just been trash.
They're doing a little better. Jonathan Taylor's really putting them on his back.
But how do you lose to the Jets? Speaking of that, Buccaneers, you almost choked. But yeah, that was pretty crazy. The Raiders barely squeaked by them today, but I don't really know like how else to comment on that.
Yeah. John Madden, obviously one of the most influential, broadcasters and coaches and the face of the Madden franchise. He passed away over the weekend. Very, very sad. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family, and it was so unexpected because I watched a commercial with him, like his voice, and I was just confused how old he was. He lived a nice long life. Just very sad to hear that he passed.
Yeah, 100%.
We got Vikings wide receiver Adam Thielen to miss the rest of the season due to an ankle injury. That's going to hurt the Vikings as they're trying to get into these playoffs. They're in the hunt right now. So that's probably going to hurt them a lot. And no Kirk Cousins tonight.
Well, the only thing going good in Minnesota right now is the Timberwolves. So, I mean, what else can I say?
True, Timberwolves aren't doing that bad. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers' relationship is improving. The team's priority is to obviously re-sign him, but he's not ruling retirement out. Aaron Rodgers, you can say what you want about him. I've seen a lot of people call him like a crybaby because he's kind of whined about the team situation. But if you think about it, Aaron Rodgers has been an MVP player for the last couple of seasons. He might not have won the MVP, but he was always in the conversation along with Brady and Mahomes, and it's the same with this year. The Packers are a great team. They're a good team to be considered as a Super Bowl contender, but the problem is they can't get past the second or third round, and they choke every year. So Aaron Rodgers knows I'm a Super Bowl contending quarterback. I'm an MVP quarterback. I can lead a team to the Super Bowl. And whatever happens with the Packers, they just can't go. And Devonta Adams, he knows it too. And I don't blame Aaron Rodgers for wanting to leave Green Bay, but luckily he seems to be having a lot more fun than he has been over the past couple of seasons. So maybe he can stay with Green Bay. But if he does leave Green Bay, I wouldn't mind seeing him on the Steelers because they seem like an up and coming team. They got decent wide receivers when they're not doing TikToks. So I think he would help them out with Big Ben's absence.
Well, I still don't get why people talk about the narrative of the TikToks of the Steelers. The team that does the most TikTok dances now has to be either like the Cardinals or Bengals. But basically, yeah, you bring up a great point about Aaron Rodgers. We kind of talked about this before the offseason too, about the rumors of him possibly leaving. What I'm saying, I don't really know how else to comment on that because you basically explained it all. So it's basically I have the same exact thoughts about the Packers as you do.
Right. There was a lot of randomness going on this week in the NFL as well. Just to kind of like open stuff up before a long discussion, we got Jalen Ramsey punching his teammate on the sideline.
You get a stoppage here from an official.
Yeah, the official stopped it. The Rams got into a fight in their huddle, and they had to be broken up. That was really wild, Adam. I watched it unfold. You're going to see that. Look, he punched his own guy.
Ramsey and Rapp getting into
Wow.
Jalen Ramsey, the corner, and Taylor Rapp, they often play next to one another in that defense.
They got to pull it together here. They're in the opening drive of the game. We got guys punching each other. They all got to take a deep breath and settle in.
During the game.
When did it happen?
During their game today. I'm not entirely sure who they were playing or when they were playing. We also got Titans. McCole Pruitt left with a foot injury. His foot was sideways after suffering a gruesome compound leg fracture. Prayers up. That sounds really, really bad. Washington tight end Ricky Seals-Jones carted off after a violent collision with the cameraman.
Heineke eyes downfield, zips it to the end zone, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Seals-Jones.
I was watching this game, of course, because I'm a Washington fan. It's just pain here in D.C. the last couple of weeks. That was really weird. You could see how close up he was to the cameraman, and they both just took a big tumble.
Cameramen, they put, a lot of them, they're on the sidelines, they're close to actions like with the NBA, they're close on the court, and every once in a while they get nailed,
Right.
It's part of the job, you're at risk of getting run over, but
I agree.
Hopefully they're okay.
Yeah, I've not heard anything since then. Someone on the Chiefs sideline had a jacket catch on fire while standing too close to the heater.
One of the players on the bench got his coat got on fire. Get it off! Get it off! Oh my goodness!
Wow.
I didn't see that. Honestly, I didn't see that. They may have shown that on TV, but I was watching the game, the Chiefs and Bengals game, which I'll talk about a little bit more in a few minutes. But I did not see that.
You got to look at NFL memes _IG. That's where I get all this random crap from.
I mean, I've seen some. I see their posts, but I didn't see that one. So it is what it is.
Yeah, it's just on their story. So now here's the big topic this week. Wide receiver Antonio Brown, or should I say Antonio Clown, took his uniform off along with his undershirt, I believe. Yep, his equipment, and threw it into the stands and left the field.
Antonio Brown, that's Antonio Brown without his uniform, we are told, without his jersey, and running onto the field. I don't know if that could have been a penalty.
All right, Jen Hale, get after that. We got to find out what's going on there.
She's got to catch him first. It's unbelievable. He's had his issues off the field. Now he's on the field creating an issue. Low pass hauled in and good enough for the first down.
Guys, very odd situation. Antonio Brown boiled over, very upset on the sideline, took off his shoulder pads. Mike Evans, O.J. Howard trying to convince him to keep them on. Obviously, they were unable to do so. He tossed his shoulder pads, stripped off his shirt and glove, threw those into the crowd, then ran across the field while the teams were still on the field, giving the crowd a peace out sign. I'll let you know when we hear something official on his status.
Thank you, Jen. It may be an Antonio Brown out in Tampa Bay. At some point, enough is enough.
Sorry, go ahead.
When
Yeah.
It's crazy, Mike. We were talking about this in a sports chat earlier today, and I was talking about this with my grandpa too. He was like, "What? He's just throwing it all away." That's what my grandpa said. It's crazy. We know that Antonio Brown is his antics, and we know that he's done stuff in the past. And I thought he put that behind him, but apparently he has not. And they were about to lose the Jets, and he, I guess, just lost his cool, and he just decided to prance around, gallop around the end zone. You know what I'm saying? This makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Like, I thought that he was trying to do better, and it's just sad to see. But at the same time, it's just kind of funny because he got karma by instantly getting released after the game. So he got what he deserved. Just very clownish, you know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous.
I never thought I would see something like that in an NFL game. That's something that you would probably see in a dumb football movie.
That happened during the high school game. When I played high school basketball, one of my teammates quit during his final game. He got mad because the refs were calling a lot of fouls on us, and we were playing Oak Brook Preppers. I think we were playing them, but nevertheless, he just threw off his jersey and stormed out. And I was like, man, because he was our best player almost. He was our center, so we ended up losing because of that.
Yeah, but just the way he did it, throwing his jersey with his pads up to the stands, and then he's just running around shirtless on the field, and he's on the end zone, and he runs into the locker room. It just seems like something you would see out of a generic dumb football movie that's a comedy. But yeah, that's so stupid. I don't know why you'd quit on your team. They won by 18, I believe.
Well, they barely won. They squeaked out ahead at the end. Tom Brady led them down the field, comeback win. Same old Tom Brady, but yeah, the Jets choked.
But Antonio Clown is an idiot. He's the clown of the year so far in 2022. And
so far. Technically, it's only 2 days in, and we have a clown moment. Of course, he's the clown of the week. So
clown of the freaking week, clown of the year so far. Dang, I can't wait to see what Urinating Tree has to say about this. He's one of my favorite sports video guys.
Probably going to cuss every 5 seconds. But anyways, another person we didn't mention there was someone else who passed away this I don't know this recently, but basically a former Broncos, Falcons, and Giants coach, Dan Reeves, passed away. So that's pretty sad. So our thoughts and prayers are with his family as well. He was 77 years old, and he had dementia. So another loss.
Yeah, sorry for their loss. Prayers up. So let's take a look at the scores for this week. We got the Philadelphia Eagles beating the Washington team 20-16. Christian's cheering, and I'm disappointed because I don't like Taylor Heineke anymore. I think that he's not really a great quarterback. He's too small. He makes stupid mistakes.
He had a bad game, Mike. He had a bad game, but he's done pretty well for y'all. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. He's done
I don't
well
want to see. Listen, Heineke is a decent quarterback. He's got guts. He's got good rushing, but he makes stupid decisions. Some of his throws, there was a couple plays where the linemen were coming after him, and he threw it so low into the lineman's hands that they either block it or intercept it. It's so stupid.
He did. Sorry, go ahead.
Throw it a little higher so you have more of a chance, or throw the ball away. There was one play where he didn't even move into the pocket to try to figure out how to throw it away. He just stood there like this, looking for someone to get open instead of throwing it away.
The thing was, he was 27 of 36. He passed for 247 yards. His only interception was the game-sealing interception. 2016 is a close game, but the craziest part of the game, in my opinion, is when Jalen Hurts just gone to the locker room and then some stands fell. fell almost into him. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me of that. I got to roast their stadium now. Their stadium's 20 years old. I don't even know if it's been really renovated. And the stupid part was, if you look closely, the side that they were on was just blocked by these like barriers and zip tied. They were zip tied, not like normal barriers that were kind of like drilled to the ground. These were held by zip tie. I hope those Eagle fans sue Washington and Dan Snyder, and they get their money and get an easy payday. I want to see them get an easy payday.
You know, the normal Karen would sue for something like that, but at the same time, like, they were more excited that they got to see Jalen Hurts and get to, like, he hugged them and checked up on them. I think that's what they're probably excited for about the situation. But and also them being memed and, you know, having the video going viral and all that too. So
I don't know, man. I would want to sue. I just want to see them sue because I don't like Dan Snyder. So.
I mean, I understand your point or side of view on that.
I would sue probably if someone got hurt, then sue. But they didn't look hurt, surprisingly. So
now we gotta talk about the Chiefs and Bengals game. I was watching this game. In my opinion, the best game of the season. Like, it was fantastic. A lot of great plays.
Because I turned the TV on it too late. I'm kind of mad.
Bro, this game was so good. All right, so Joe Burrow, another amazing game. 4 touchdowns, 446 yards. He was very accurate. You know, Jamar Chase, probably best wide receiver in the league. You know what I'm saying? He was out here pulling one-handed catches. He scored, I think he scored 3 touchdowns. And yeah, it was just fantastic. You know, Patrick Mahomes had a great game. It's crazy. The Bengals had the ball 1st and goal at the 1. They get stopped 3 plays in a row. 4th down, illegal hands to the face. So it resets to 1st and goal, and then they drain the clock and kick the field goal to win.
Pearson, the kick is good, and the Bengals have won the AFC North. You talk about the jungle.
I thought that was pretty interesting. I hadn't seen something like that in a while.
Yeah, that does sound very interesting. Burrow's been killing it. Last week, at the time we're recording this, he had a 500-yard game. So keep doing that, Joe. You're my starting fantasy quarterback. This is the championship week right now, and I'm losing. So that's pain, but I'm in another league in the championship, and I'm winning in that one. But, yeah, good job, Joe Burrow. You're doing what Bengals fans are hoping. And, you know, respect to the Bengals. They were the laughingstock of the NFL for so long, and now they've just improved to being a playoff team that could potentially even go far. Who knows what will happen with the Bengals? The sky's the limit.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. And another thing I was going to add, the Bengals also clinched the division with the win, and I think it puts the Titans at the top seed.
Yes, Titans are number 1 with the Kansas City loss. Yeah,
it's pretty interesting. Also, a couple other scores from the day. The Patriots absolutely demolished the Jaguars 50-10. I have not seen an NFL team score 50 in a long time. So, yeah, they just went out there and just didn't care. They just, you know what I'm saying? They didn't care who they're playing. They just decided to go out there and demolish them.
Yeah, they're back. Patriots are back.
Rams beat the Ravens. Rams definitely NFC West, top NFC West, in my opinion. Even though the Cardinals are up there too, I think the Rams are better than the Cardinals, but that's just my opinion. Basically, some of the other ones, we saw the Panthers lose. When we were up, we were winning this game, and then we choke in the second half. We lose 18-10. The Panthers' defense was doing really good against the rush, it seems. But Taysom Hill, he had a decent game, 222 yards. He ended up basically still in the game with a touchdown pass to Alvin Kamara.
To the 4th. No, they fake it and they throw it to Kamara. Kamara waltzes in. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Kamara was getting stopped on a lot of runs. I was really impressed by the Panthers defense, but the offense couldn't get anything going as usual. Seahawks, another 50-point game. I'm very excited about Seattle winning today. they destroy the Lions 51-29. So a little bit of a bright spot for Seattle. Chargers win today. They beat the Broncos. I think that's pretty much all the scores from today. I know the Bears killed the Giants, but Steelers and Browns tomorrow night's gonna be fun. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, right now the Packers are beating the Vikings 20-0. I think you pretty much we mentioned pretty much everything.
Yeah, I mentioned standings. Yeah, standings. Dallas is on top of the NFC East, but Philadelphia is not too far behind.
So Washington got bumped down to third, I guess.
Yeah, Washington's third. And
we ain't making it to the playoffs. This season's done.
He lost all hope.
Yeah, basically.
All right, what's up next? We got
the MLB. There's like really one thing for it. Kyle Seager with a surprise retirement. That's something that I didn't really expect. So congrats to Kyle, and he had a great career.
Yeah, he did. I didn't realize he was in MLB for 11 seasons, and I was quite surprised that he retired. He's from Charlotte, North Carolina, where I live, and he basically hit at least 20 home runs every year from 2012 to 2019. He also had 30 home runs in 2016. Definitely really solid player. One of the Mariners, I guess you could say he's one of the Mariners' best players that they've had. We'll see what happens with that. He's a Gold Glove winner, All-Star. Maybe he might make the Hall of Fame. I'm not saying he can't. It's going to be really hard for him to make it, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, there was one other thing that I forgot to mention with the NFL, the Hall of Fame finalists.
Oh, there was that.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that up. But while I do that, Christian, you want to talk about the college football for a little bit?
Actually, and for some reason, an ad just started playing on my computer. I don't know if y'all heard that. That was kind of a broad moment. But we got some college football stuff going on. We had a lot of college football things we need to talk about. But what were you trying to pull up again?
The Hall of Fame finalists for the NFL.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. I'll recap some of the games in college football, and we'll also talk about the college football playoff very shortly. But yeah, some of the bowl games, some of the big ones. Number 20 Houston beat Auburn 17-13 in the Birmingham Bowl. South Carolina played North Carolina, and I actually went by the stadium on the way to work the other day when they played, and South Carolina ended up winning, so I was very happy about that. 38-21, and their coach got a big dose of mayonnaise for the win they're playing in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. I thought one really good game was the Music City Bowl between Tennessee and Purdue, which Purdue ended up winning 48-45 in overtime. Tennessee got stopped short of the goal line. I thought that was a really good one. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Oregon lost to Oklahoma 47-32. Very high scoring game, but Oklahoma was out front basically the entire time. Clemson, another 10-win season for them. They turned things around, but they beat Iowa State 10-3. Very low scoring, boring game. Minnesota, I knew Minnesota was really good, but I didn't think they'd demolish Virginia Tech. But they did in the Pinstripe Bowl. They won.
Maryland, not Minnesota.
Maryland. Wow. The logo in my notes was a Minnesota logo. I apologize. That's a bro moment. And then one thing too, the Holiday Bowl was supposed to be NC State and UCLA, but basically like 5 hours before kickoff. They're like, now we're canceling it. So all the people were like, man, we came all this way to go watch this game, and it just gets canceled 5 hours before the game starts.
Yeah, that's BS. I don't know why they did that. I assume because it was COVID, but that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty bad. The Ohio State beat Utah. They came back to win. That's a very high-scoring game. One stat that I thought was pretty crazy. One of the receivers for Ohio State, Jason Smith. I'm trying to say. I don't want to mess up his last name, so I'm not going to say it. But basically, he had 15 receptions, 346 yards, 3 touchdowns. Basically, he broke the record for most receiving yards in a game for Ohio State. Rose Bowl record for most receiving yards, and the bowl game record for most receiving yards. So big props to him. Another crazy stat that I found was, I saw, there have been 23 college football playoff games, national championships included. The games decided by single digits. There's only 6 of this 23. The average margin of victory is 19.3, which is pretty crazy. Victories of 20 points or more is 12. The previous 6 have been decided by 17 points or more. And we saw that with the playoff, the championship 4, basically, games on New Year's Eve. All of them were blowouts. All of them, I did not watch the whole thing, which I usually do, but I just couldn't because it was blowouts. I honestly thought that Georgia and Michigan was going to be close, but no, we were proven wrong. Georgia was just out there. Michigan, basically, their offensive line couldn't handle the heat, and their quarterback was just running the entire time. He couldn't get many throws off. He couldn't run anywhere. He had nowhere to go.
Right.
In Alabama and Cincinnati, we expected that. We expected that Alabama was going to win. And Cincinnati was Garbo.
Right. I have to say, Cincinnati impressed me a little bit because I thought they were going to get like blown out 50-6, but they made it relatively close. So not bad, Cincinnati, but of course, they were going to lose because they came from a smaller conference and they're a much better team than their conference. And they got an easy schedule, but they played Alabama well. So nothing really to say about that because, of course, we all expected Alabama to win. But Michigan and Georgia, I was very disappointed in that game. Georgia just completely stomped them. Like, oh, my God. Their defenders were all over the place. Michigan had, like, no answer for Georgia. And that's how Georgia's defense should come into this national championship game against Alabama. The first game, Georgia was not great on defense. And, they let Alabama win, of course. But this game, I want to see a close game. I want to see the game that we've been looking for with Alabama and Georgia.
Well, actually, the first game that Georgia and Alabama played, Georgia won. And then the second time they played was the SEC championship.
Oh, no. I was thinking the SEC championship. My fault.
SEC championship game, Alabama blew them out. But, yeah, like, Georgia, we'll see what happens in the championship game. I didn't want to see another SEC, teams play each other in the championship. I'm getting tired of it. I'm tired of seeing Alabama in it every year. So honestly, I don't like Michigan. I'm not a Michigan fan, but I honestly was hoping that either Cincinnati or Michigan would win, one of those two. So I want to be Georgia and Alabama for the second year in a row. But there was two other things I was going to add. One thing I thought was cool, Utah's helmets they were using for the Rose Bowl game had the rose on the logo. I thought that was pretty sick. And then a game I was really looking forward to was number 7 Baylor versus number 8 Ole Miss. And that was a low-scoring game. I thought it was going to be a very high-scoring game because both the teams have great offenses. Ole Miss's quarterback, Matt Corral, he got hurt early in the game, and Baylor ended up winning 21-7.
Yeah, and shout out to Kobe Bryant, Coby. He wore number 7, and then he wore number 8 in against Alabama in honor of the Kobe Bryant with a K. Kobe. So, yeah, very cool. So, here are the Hall of Fame finalists for the NFL. Jared Allen, Willie Anderson, Rondé Barber, Tony Boselli, Leroy Butler, Devin Hessler, Torrey Holt, Andre Johnson, Sam Mills, Richard Seymour, Zach Thomas, DeMarcus Ware, Reggie Wayne, Patrick Willis, Bryant Young.
Wow, a lot of big names on the list. I'll be honest, there's a good bit of them that could get in. I maybe only didn't recognize like two of them. The other ones I knew who they were. Was one of them Devin Hester, you said?
Yeah.
I thought you said Hester. Yeah, Devin Hester, when I was first watching NFL, he was one of my favorite players. I just like to see him return kick returns and punt returns for touchdowns, and he was fast. But yeah, all those players were great players and definitely should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Let's talk about the NBA a little bit. Monty Williams, Chauncey Billups, DeAndre Ayton, Rui Hachimura, Montrezl Harrell, Darius Garland, Doc Rivers, Michael Malone, Jeff Green, and Spencer Dinwiddie all enter health and safety. Again, nothing really to say there, just COVID things.
As usual, as it's been the last 3 weeks, it's just been a madness.
Yeah. The Wizards signed forward Alaise Johnson to a 10-day contract. I have no opinion on this, even though I'm a Wizards fan, because I don't know who that guy is, and I don't know really if he's a good player. I think he went in for like 5 minutes and did nothing. So, yeah, I really got nothing to say about him.
I don't even know anything about that either, but I was also going to bring up the next topic is basically about Ricky Rubio having a season-ending torn ACL injury.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I think that's a huge loss for the Cavs because, the Cavs are in playoff contention, and Rubio's been a really solid point guard for them, and it's going to hurt them for sure. And I didn't predict them to be in the playoffs, but we'll see what happens to the record. They have a good bit of players that have been doing well, but it's very unfortunate for them because Cavs fans were having hope that they would make the playoffs without LeBron. But
right, especially right now, they don't have Colin Sexton. Darius Garland's in health and safety, I believe, and they just have no guard help right now. So that really sucks. They just got to get led by their big men, I guess.
Well, they could have gone Isaiah Thomas, but the Mavs picked him up instead. Mavericks picking up Isaiah Thomas, they already have a bunch of great players, so, just makes them even better.
Yeah, I don't really have an opinion on that. As the Omicron variant rips through the NBA, it's reached a season-high 36% of the officials. That's wild.
Ooh. That's a madness.
The Miami Heat signed guard Mario Chalmers to a 10-day contract. Oh, that brings so many vibes for the old days. Mario Chalmers was the starting point guard when the Big Three was there. Those great times. So maybe he could help Miami. I know he's on the older side a little bit, so we'll see. And I heard that Chris Bosh might want to return as well. So that'd be cool to see Chris Bosh, but I doubt that will happen.
I doubt that Bosh will be back, but Chalmers, that's really cool to see him back on his former team. What I'm saying? That's pretty cool. And Miami's actually been doing really decent recently. They moved up to 4th in the standings. The Bucks are still 3rd though in the standings. They have like a 6-game winning streak, but Miami's been moving up, and Cleveland moved down to 5.
Right.
The 76ers, they're on the 3-game win streak. I forgot to mention them. They've been moving up. They're actually now 6th. They were like 12th at one point, like 3 weeks ago, but they're now back up to 6th. So that's really cool to see.
Kevin Durant and Joel Embiid had a scuffle.
Trying to box out Embiid, and there is some back and forth between these two teams. It's getting chippy.
KD and Embiid exchanging words, and I think this does go back to the last meeting between the two teams, and there might be some deeper history, of course. Double technicals have been assessed, and Durant came walking right towards Embiid. The officials got in between, so did LaMarcus Aldridge.
Just classic Joel things, just getting into fights with people.
It honestly wasn't that big of a scuffle. I mean, it was just a couple yelling, a little pushing. It wasn't like crazy.
Well, due to the fact Kevin Durant and Joel Embiid are two of the top players in the league, you got to bring it up.
Yeah, it's a news story for sure.
That's the second. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say Brooklyn. They dropped. They're out of the top seed in the East right now. The Bulls passed them, and the Bulls are on a 7-game win streak. The Nets have lost 2 in a row, and they've lost some of their players because of COVID protocols. So Brooklyn's sweating a little bit, but at the same time, they're not really sweating because there's also the rumors that Kyrie might be coming back. So
no, he's coming back. I think he's gonna be part-time.
Yeah,
he's in health and safety. Either that or they haven't played a road game yet. I'm not sure. Phoenix Suns signed center Bismack Biyombo. I forgot that man existed. He had like a couple good seasons with Charlotte and then just fell off. So
good seasons with Charlotte. He was not good for us, bro. I mean, he was decent, but we could have had better. He wasn't really an offensive player. He's more of rebounding and defensive every once in a while, but he's
had a couple good moments.
He's the backup center on most teams, but we had him at starting center for years.
The Indiana Pacers signed Lance Stevenson to a 10-day contract. Again, nice to see Lance go there for, I believe, the 3rd time. So that's very interesting.
That's like the 3rd time he was on a team, and then he goes somewhere else, and then he comes back again. Pretty crazy.
Wow. The Memphis Grizzlies signed Killian Tilly to a 10-day contract. I don't know who that is.
He played for Gonzaga. I don't know when, but he used to play for Gonzaga.
Okay. After Rockets assistant coach John Lucas called out multiple players, including Kevin Porter Jr. and Christian Wood, Porter had a heated exchange with Lucas and threw an object as well as left the arena. Wood did not sub back into the game in the second half. Now, I got mixed opinions on this because obviously when you're a team and you're struggling as bad as the Rockets, you're going to have issues. You're going to have arguments with your team. We're seeing this in the NFL recently. That's just the way it is. Every team wants to win. And I guess, when teams have issues, they fight. And that's the way it is sometimes when, you hang around with a lot of people for a long period of time. Like, me and Christian and Cam, sometimes we get annoyed with each other since, we're talking to each other a lot. But to throw something at your coach and to leave the arena and for Wood to not sub back into the game, that's just stupid. I don't know what was said, but from the context that I'm being given right now, it's plain stupid and childish. You can't quit on your team. That's just one thing. You cannot quit on your team like that. And both those guys, that's disgraceful. I don't know what happened. So if something was said that, really offended them, please comment down below. But from the context that I'm being given, they're both being really childish, and I've lost respect for both of them.
Well, I like both those players. I like watching them play. And Houston, they're last in the West, and they're on a 7-game losing streak. So things aren't going too well, and they haven't been the last 2 seasons. But it's crazy because Porter was actually having a good game in that game until that. He was doing really good. So I didn't know why he was getting called out by John Lucas. I just didn't get that. That doesn't give any excuse for him throwing objects and, stuff like that. If Antonio Brown hadn't done what he did today, he would have been the clown of the week, not Brown. I guess Brown decided to take some lessons from what he saw in the Rockets game and use it for the Jets matchup.
Yeah, again, we don't really know exactly what happened. So if someone has context, please comment. But for now, Kevin Porter Jr. and Christian Wood are clowns.
Yeah.
So moving on to college basketball.
Well, I was going to say, I was going to look up the stat leaders for the stat leaders in the NBA right now. One thing that I thought was quite interesting, DeJounte Murray's actually 4th on the assist average. He's he's got 8.8, which is pretty cool. And I also was to bring up the Lakers. I'll talk about that in a minute. But Mo Bamba is on the Magic. He's healthy. He's actually playing, and he's actually third in the NBA right now with blocks, third in blocks with 2.2 per game, and Miles Bridges leads that category. But
where's my boy Daniel Gafford?
He is not in the top 5.
He was.
He fell off, Mike. He fell off. That man fell off. But but rebounds per game, Rudy Gobert, 15 a game. That's pretty crazy. And Rudy Gobert definitely one of the most underrated players in the league, in my opinion. He also is second with the most blocks in the league right now.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Curry's third with the most points per game, but Kevin Durant's averaging the most with 29.8. And then there's Giannis, Trae Young, and DeMar DeRozan. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got with stats. But and also the GOAT, Alex Caruso's third in the NBA right now with steals. At number 1's Gary Trent Jr. So that I should add those in.
The scoring leaders are not surprising at all.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, moving on to college basketball.
There's literally I don't know what to say because I didn't really prepare for college basketball. They have started conference play. I did see that North Carolina destroyed Boston College today, and Louisville beat Georgia in a good game today as well. Houston, they're doing really well. They've moved up to 12th in the rankings. They beat Temple today. Alabama fell down 9 spots to number 19. They have 3 losses, but their losses were against teams that weren't ranked.
Yeah, they should have beat them. They got upset 3 times in a row.
Yeah, for sure. Baylor's still number 1, Duke's still number 2. Basically, the entire top 5 didn't change. USC actually moved up to number 7, so that's pretty cool. Iowa State at number 8 surprised me. I didn't think that they would be up there. Michigan State moved up to 10. Auburn's been really good at basketball, too. They only have 1 loss, and they're at number 11. Seton Hall moved up to number 15. Colorado State, number 20. They're still undefeated, so props to the Rams again. Wisconsin got back in the top 25. But that's basically the notables. Providence, too, they've been doing really well. They're 11-1. I feel like Villanova is a little overrated, but at the same time, they've played some solid opponents, and they're at number 22. So that's all I got with college basketball.
It's Villanova. It's to be expected.
Well, they always get rated a little high. How it is.
You're right. You're not wrong. I will say my national championship pick so far mid-season, I'm going to go with Purdue or Baylor, one of those 2 teams.
For me, it's kind of too early for me to say anything because I have to watch more of it and I have to do more research on it. So I can't really have a prediction for that right now.
I'm sure that's going to change. Either that or I'm going to jinx Baylor like I did, or Baylor and Purdue like I did with UCLA. Because before the season started, I said I want UCLA to win the national championship. So, yeah, that's not looking good for UCLA right now.
Yeah. Coming up next, we have the top 21 plays of the year. Now, these are Mike made this list. There's probably some that I will agree with and some that don't. Looking at the list now, one I would definitely put in there was Giannis Antetokounmpo's chase down block.
Pressure on your defense. Paul deflects it. Crowder to Bridges. Bridges up inside. Blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a recovery.
I knew it. I knew there was 100% chance. I put this in the chat. I said there's 100% chance I'm going to miss something. And I did. I am sorry.
It's cool. It happens. There's just a lot. A lot of plays you could put in and you have to fit into the top 21. So it's okay.
But yeah, in all seriousness, though, this list, there were a lot of great plays this season. It was really hard to rank all these. I had to go through a lot of our episodes and look through like the top 2 or 3 plays to see, oh, is this top play of the year worthy? Yes, it is. So, yeah. Here are the top 21 plays of the year. This is in no particular order. So
hey, Mike, don't start off at number 9.
Coming in at number 1 is Kevin Durant's game-tying shot to go to overtime in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals, which unfortunately the Nets lost.
Let's go, Nets!
Well, I feel like that was definitely a top play. His foot was on the line, so it wasn't a 3. But, that was a great play for sure. Moving on, at number 2, this is a very interesting one. A disc golf player throw to send him into a playoff. I do not understand what you mean by that. Could you explain?
I don't understand disc golf. I just saw this throw and thought it was super cool. I think what a playoff means is kind of like a shootout in like hockey. I'm not entirely sure. If someone knows disc golf, please comment down below what that means.
Okay.
Coming in at number 3, a bowler hits a 7-10 split. That is very hard to do, and that was really cool to see.
TV. Come on, kid, do it. Oh, he did it! He got the 7-10, Randy! Oh, he did it! Woo-hoo-hoo! My good.
For sure. Number 4, we got Jalen Suggs' game-winning shot to send Gonzaga to the national championship. Definitely a top play of the year. I thought that definitely should have been top 5, which it is. Roll the clip.
Gonzaga has time to do something. Suggs for the win! Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Unbelievable! Unbelievable! The perfect season remains on go!
Are you?
Oh, my God!
There is!
There are onions, Jim, and then there are nature!
Luka Doncic behind the back pass in the Olympics. He kind of did like the granny shot motion like that behind his back. And, yeah, that was impressive.
Yeah, Luka's one of the best passers in the NBA, and he plays really hard even in international play.
Right. And as for the Gonzaga play, I could not believe that shot. That was one of the best shots that I've seen being a basketball fan. So that was really cool to see that.
I'll be honest with you. I feel like this shot we reviewed a couple weeks ago was better than that one, but I forgot his name. But anyways, I thought that was a really good one. But number 6, we got this barehanded 360 catch that I don't know if you've seen before, but you should watch this.
Lewin Diaz, the only one on the right side of the infield. This one down the right field line. Sanchez. Oh, boy! He caught it with his bare hand! He overran it and caught it with his bare hand!
Yeah, it's from some guy. I think his name is like Jesus or something like that. I'm not entirely sure the guy's name because it was a while since it was on the list for the top 10 plays of the week. But that's a great catch for sure. Number 7, Peters leaps it up a wall and then throws it downfield to get the double play.
Nobody out. Rafael Devers will step in. He swings at the first pitch and hits a high fly ball into deep center field. Peters is back, jumps, and he makes the catch. And now there might be a play here at first base. Kike Hernandez came way around first, and he is out for the double play. What a...
I'm not sure who exactly Peters. I just heard his last name.
At number 8, we got this hockey alley-oop goal.
From Sonny Milano and some other guy, Jason DeGrugis. I know it's the Anaheim Ducks.
to him. Zegers here. He can. Oh, look at this! Oh, it's in! Oh my goodness! What a goal!
You know, I feel like another play we got mentioned is definitely one. It's kind of biased because I was working on the team basically at the time. But during the 2020-2021 season, the Charlotte Rush, they pulled off a Michigan play in the playoffs, which is a really rare thing to do. It's a very hard shot, but it's very cool. If I find the video, I could send it to you, Mike, and you can put it on here.
At number 9, I think I remember this play. It was this 17 or 18-year-old kid, and his first goal was a bicycle kick.
Cape Verde international. Floated in. This is dangerous, and it's 1-1, and it's a fabulous finish by Quinn Sullivan, the 17-year-old.
Yeah, it's really cool. You know, I attempted to do that when I was around that age, but I couldn't do it yet. But a bicycle kick's one of my favorite type of kicks, and I like to see that. Moving on to number 10, we got Russell Westbrook's triple-double to break yet again another triple-double record.
No, it was the triple-double record set by the great Oscar Robertson.
Gallinari. The fadeaway. And there it is. History. Russell Westbrook has just surpassed Oscar Robertson. It lasted 47 years, and now Russell Westbrook stands there all alone.
A record that was titled untouchable for 47 years has been broken. Congratulations, Russell Westbrook.
You're right.
At number 11, Julio Jones off defender's helmet and toe tap. That was a contender for catch of the year.
Tannehill will throw down the field. Off the helmet, Julio Jones catches it, and let's see. They're going to say he was out of bounds.
At number 12, we got Tyler Hero's accidental half-court shot.
The glass. Beats all-time leading rebounder. Oh, that was over the head of... Oh, it went in! Tyler Hero!
Watch how hard he throws this. Unbelievable that it rattled in and went in. Jimmy can't believe it either.
I had to put that in there because that was just so hilarious. He was trying to go for the alley-oop and then ended up making a shot because his teammate wasn't ready for it. So, and Tyler's just such a killer shooter.
Yeah,
but at number 13, 13, excuse me, Butler full court shot to win the game.
Deep three from Eugene. Easy chucks it, three-quarter court, and it backs in. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, that was an amazing shot, and I'm glad you put that one in there as well. At number 14, we got this Georgia player blocking 4 players at once.
3, but yeah.
The Bulldog strength, you know what I'm saying?
Second and goal, I formation, Middleton, and he just followed, and he lost the ball.
Just
yeah.
And those guys.
At number 15, we have Braylon Sanders' one-handed catch.
Bama rushes 3.
Corral, plenty of time. Throws a back shoulder. Oh, did he catch that ball?
Holy cow!
Braylon Sanders did.
This was one of the most impressive one-handed catches I've seen.
Yeah, but there's a lot of them this year. There's also one in the game between Baylor and Ole Miss. The receiver had an interception one-handed. I thought that was a really cool catch as well.
Yeah, I did see that. I wish I could have put that in the plays, but I saw it too late. That probably would have been like the top 3.
Jamar Chase on the Bengals, he had a really impressive one-hander catch as well today. But moving on to number 16 is Obi Toppin's insane between the legs dunk.
R.J. Barrett ahead. Here's Obi Toppin. Look out! Oh! A Christmas Day gift
Merry
for the legs!
Merry Christmas.
I thought this one was a really good dunk, and I knew he was going to be on the list.
In at number 17, Steph Curry fakes like he's going to pass it out and then hits a backhanded layup.
One, much to your chagrin, that was it.
Oh, how did Steph make that?
He changed his mind.
How did he make that?
He changed his mind in midair. He was going to pass that out. He is not human.
Look at him. He's surprised himself. You know you're doing something if you're Steph and you're surprised. Look, I'm going to pass it out. Wait a minute. Let me just flip this up.
Very impressive, smooth play.
To be honest with you, when I saw that play, it reminded me a lot of Michael Jordan doing plays very similar to that as well.
You're right.
At number 18, we got Devonta Smith's toe tap catch. Definitely very San Antonio Holmes-esque.
Watch the feet here. Did he get them both down? One toe. And a second.
He's got it. I think he got that. Ask any fan in the building. They think he got it.
Yeah, I think that was the best toe tap of the year, in my opinion, because just the way his toes were just so elegant on the line. It was so awesome.
You described that like you had a foot fetish.
At number 19, we got Devonta Graham's full court shot to win after Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's shot, near half court shot. That was on the list a couple weeks ago.
And the play. Is he going to get there? Got to foul him. And they do. He got it. He fouled him. Garrett Temple tried to foul him. 1.4 to play, out of timeouts. Garrett Temple reached for him, didn't get him, and gives Shai Gilgeous-Alexander credit as Devonta sends it. Gets it! The game winner!
Oh, wow!
Devonta Graham stuns him in Oklahoma City.
Just how you drew it up.
After the Pels were shocked by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be on there. I think that one should have been like towards the top 10, like closer to number 10, but I think that definitely was
Again, this list is in like no particular order because I had no idea where to rank these. These are just like shout out plays of the year. And then at number 21, we got 20, excuse me. God, I can't talk. Steph Curry's 3 to break the 3-point record.
Alec Burks guarding him from the start. Wiggins again. Here's Curry for the record. It's good! And there it is! Stephen Curry! The all-time 3-point king in the NBA!
Yeah, that was a great one as well. And at number 21, we got Juliana Peña's. Juliana Peña's submission, basically TKO to upset Amanda Nunes or knockout. Was it TKO?
No, it's an upset, basically. So a submission is basically when they tap out and then it's considered a technical knockout. It was not like a complete knockout where she put her to sleep.
All right. Just want to make sure I got that right.
But yeah, that was one of the biggest upsets I've seen in a while. I've become more of an MMA fan thanks to Cam mentioning it one time on the podcast. And I'm going to watch more UFC and maybe we can get some more UFC coverage between me and Cam talking about it. So yeah, with that will conclude.
Hopefully they don't copyright us because you know how the UFC is.
You are right. And that is why I will probably put that in the description because UFC likes to block people.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I didn't mean
Dana.
to interrupt you, but I had to say that as well.
It's
but
fine.
yeah,
I probably should have mentioned that. But yeah, thank you, Dana, for that.
Yeah. If you watched this to the end, thank you for watching. I know it was a long episode, but there's plenty of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching this sports podcast all year and also the NASCAR podcast. Just thank you guys for watching this channel all year round. 2022, obviously, we're looking forward to making some more content for you guys. So we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Comment and like.
Yes, and follow our social medias.